Many Nvidia chips that power AI and data centers experience a ban on export to China and other countries. And the US government banned the Nvidia H100 and A100 last year. It is now reported that the AI chip Nvidia H800, which has less power than it's in high demand by Chinese tech companies, is also banned from being exported to China. The reason is the same. The US government wants to suppress the development of AI technology and limit the growth of Chinese tech companies. Apart from that, it is often associated with the national interest. For more details, we will review it after this one. Reuters writes that there will be added to the restriction on shipments of advanced chip and related tools to China this week. Regarding advanced chips, export rule for chips to China limit bidirectional transfer rate to 600 GB per second. It made Nvidia decrease the specification interconnect in the A100 from 600 GB per second to 400 GB per second, so it could be sold to China as the A800. Intel follows suit by launching the new Habana Gaudi 2 variant that complies with US restriction. So under the current threshold, a chip had to exceed both performance speed and a bandwidth threshold to be restricted. A chip will soon be restricted if it exceeds a certain performance speed alone. In other words, how powerful each chip is. Source previously said that Nvidia H800 is one of the chips that the US administration wants to block. There is no word on the A800, which Chinese companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu have ordered in the large quantities, a cost of billions of dollars. The government will decide on a case-by-case basis whether chips under the technical threshold pose a national security risk. Nvidia said on Tuesday in an SIC filing that the restriction applied to the companies is A100, A800, H100, H800, L40, L40S, and RTX 4090 chips. It also said that it affected the entire system sold with those chips, including its DGX and HGX system. Nvidia said the restriction might hurt its ability to complete the development of new products on schedule. Senior administration official says that US will restrict the export of data center chips if they exceed a performance threshold set last October or exceed a new performance density threshold benchmark measured in flops per square millimeter. And companies that want to export AI chips to China or the embargoed region must notify the US government. Chips for consumer products like game console, laptops, or smartphone will not be subject to export controls. However, companies might have to tell the Commerce Department about their order if the chips are fast enough. The laptop performance on the market is still below A800's capability. The function of the laptop is also different as it uses other graphic chip for different applications. Separately, Intel Corp, which launched a China-specific AI processor called Gaudi 2, might not be allowed to export that product without a license under the update export controls. An employee of H3C, one of the China leading server makers, said that the latest GPU ban will have a long-term impact on the industry and in turn will affect the capabilities of Chinese cloud service providers. The same thing was also confirmed by Barty Wang, an associated director with research firm Counterpoint, that in the long run, it will affect China's ability to develop AI if the sanction persists. The US government is also closing loopholes dealing with how to ship chips to companies headquartered in China or other embargoed regions, such as Macau, to prevent a loophole where a foreign subsidiary buys chips and then ships them to China. In August, the US government introduced restrictions on selling high-end AI chips from Nvidia and AMD to some countries in the Middle East. The control covering the A100 and H100 GPUs were implemented to stop the resale of the products to China. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. I really appreciate it and hope to see you in another video.